Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to some more ChronoClock. We ended off with us asking Makoto out on a date of all people, which was interesting. So we were cashing in on our little favor that she owed us. And now we are in the shared route. So I believe this is where we're going to go through a little bit of story, and this is where we're going to make decisions in order to get onto a specific girl's route. So we're going to go ahead and go along with that. I did look up a guide just to see like how exactly you get on certain girls' routes and like kind of what order you have to do. So you guys had mentioned in the past that Miu actually is the last person you go on their route, which was interesting because I would have thought she would have been like a first kind of person. But Miu is actually like the golden route. She's like the true end. So I'm gonna have to wait for her. I'm gonna have to wait for Crow apparently too. But the other four girls, I believe I can do in any order. And I don't even think we've met the blonde girl yet, so I don't really know anything about her. Hopefully we'll meet her here soon, now that we're into the shared route, we're past the prologue. It'll be good. So let's go ahead and continue on here. Several days of peaceful calm followed the storm of commotion involving Shuji and Miu. One ordinary morning afterward, I was snoozing in bed as usual. So tired. It's a pain in the butt having to wake up for school in the morning. But the more tired I am, the more satisfying it feels to pull the covers back over my head. Thinking about how it will be once the sun is out, how hot it will become once the sun is out. I totally read that sentence entirely wrong. My temptation to go back to sleep can only increase further. But this kind of happiness is such a fleeting thing, it can only last for a few minutes. My rendezvous with sleep was rudely interrupted by my phone's alarm clock, which separated me from my beloved pillow in much the same way Romeo was separated from Juliet. He's very passionate about his sleep, I can tell. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Wait, that's Juliet's line. Why am I assuming her role here? Ah, whatever, just give me 5 more minutes. He sounds like he's still pretty tired. Alright, still half asleep, I reached out, my hand fumbling to find my pocket watch. I grabbed it and tossed it against the nearest wall. I cracked... This is what he chooses to use the pocket watch for, so he can get 5 minutes more of sleep. It cracked loudly as it shattered, almost as if they were protesting how I treated it. Now I can get an extra 5 minutes of sleep without any problems. This pocket watch really is a lifesaver. Oh my gosh. That's like the worst way to use this, but okay.
Hi, good morning, ご主人様.
What was that? Good morning. This must be the freaking blonde. This has to be the blonde. Is she American? Are they making her American? Suddenly hearing an unfamiliar voice combined with the sensation of the sheets being pulled off me, I sprang wide awake. Standing before me was a maid I didn't recognize. Is this a new waifu, guys? This is the new waifu? Yeah, yeah. Her hair was a perfectly natural blonde combined with her green eyes. Her looks contrasted sharply with that of your average Japanese woman. A foreigner! Dun dun dun! And a cute one at that. She may be cute, but what the heck's going on here? I was still half groggy from sleeping, so I still couldn't process it. While I glanced around in confusion, the maid simply smiled at me.
おー、起きてましたか。だがしかし、ご主人様がテーブルにつかなければ朝のご飯にならないそうです。
So apparently she's from the UK, at least according to the little soundtrack that popped up on the top left corner, which you guys can't see because my camera's covering it. But I'm guessing she's supposed to be from the UK. Clearly she's not an American because then she'd be blonde with blue eyes, right? I don't really see very many blonde, blue-haired people. Blonde, blue-haired people. Okay, we're done. I'm getting off topic. I'm messing myself up right now. Oh, wide awake now. All the same, master. There'd be no point in setting the table for us to go on if you weren't. Oh, right. But first things first, who are you?
私のネームはドロシー・ダベンポート。フレンドは Dede と呼びますので、ご主人様もそう呼ぶといいです。
Nope, definitely not waifu. Nope. My Tomodachis. Oh, everything about this is so bad. Am I your friend?
ご主人様です。
Am I dreaming? This would be an awful dream. I would want to go back to sleep. Groggy though I was, it didn't feel like I was dreaming. Though perhaps the possibility is still there. Would a pretty foreign girl in a maid outfit ever come to wake me up in the morning? Could that happen in reality? No. Yeah, right, what a laugh that would be. This really must be some kind of weird dream. I mean, I'm still a sorry but virgin. So I guess this is my sexual frustration manifesting itself before me. Hey you, come here a sec. Oh gosh, please don't tell me he's about to sexually harass her. So I beckoned her close to the girl who called herself Dede, obediently put down the sheets and did as I asked. She wasn't just obedient either, she trusted me implicitly like a newborn puppy would, which I found terribly cute. I must have a really good imagination. When she came within arm reach, I put my arms around her. She let out a strange squeal, which was actually pretty cute. Her chest seemed a bit small for my liking, but the soft, warm sensation of touching a girl other than my sister was nice. The scent of her freshly washed hair was so real, I could only conclude, this isn't a dream! Wow, crazy, what? How could you have guessed that? I recoiled in shock. Evidently, I was even more surprised than she was since her body felt very, very real. The maid girl was frozen in place, though her cheeks were bright red. Now I've done it. It didn't matter if I didn't know who she was. I had just practically groped this young lady without her consent. But it's a visual novel, so it doesn't matter. You'll get away with it. Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
What?
What? Ignoring her confusion, I grabbed the pocket watch lying beside my pillow and hurled it against the ground. But it just bounced off the ground, completely unharmed. I picked it up and dusted it off. Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute, I already used that thing a little while ago for something totally worthless. That is correct, you did. I guess there's only one way out of this for me now. I'm so sorry. I bowed deeply in front of the maid girl. I hate everything about this, guys. You don't understand how much I hate this. She says, you're sorry, but it says go men. I've never seen a visual novel use Romanji before. I'm very, like, conflicted right now. This is a totally stupid excuse, but I guess I'm still half asleep. I was just about to Kato to her for forgiveness, but she just smiled. I feel like that's actually a word, but it doesn't seem like it should be a word. Naruhodo. Ah, will you forgive me?
Yes! 夢ならソーリーも仕方ありませんね。
Did I accidentally download like a fan translation? Is that what this is? I'm pretty sure I downloaded this from Steam, so it should be the actual translation here. Probably could have gotten away with grabbing a rest if I wanted to back there. While reflecting yet again on the choice I'd made, pondering what I might have done differently, another voice rang out. Well, so far we managed to sexually harass this blonde foreign girl who somehow made it into our room. So yeah, we're doing great. Michiru came into the room wearing her school uniform. Morning, Michiru. Why wouldn't I be alright? No, he wishes. You know, your worries probably worry me. Your worries probably worry me, as your brother more than they worry you. That's a lot of worrying. I am still chaste as ever, sadly. Like how he says it, sadly. I guess this maid girl must have barged into Michiru's room too before she came to wake me. Plus, it seemed like Michiru didn't quite understand what was going on either. I'm just so lost. I don't even know what she said, guys. I really can't read this sentence. Okay, Mashita, Asagohan. I'm just so lost at what she's trying to say right now. Okay, so she's Dorothy Davenport. That's interesting. So we have this cast of all, like, M names, right? Like, most of the girls have an M in their name. And then you have Crow, of course, which is fine. And then you have Dorothy Davenport. Already an interesting start to the shared route, I'll say that. No, I meant, like, your background. Like, where did you come from? Why are you here? That sort of thing. You mean minor details? I just want to know why the frick you're here. I'm guessing his parents hired her or something? Maybe something like that? Even having to play the international diplomat wasn't dulling my ability to retort. But this charming young lady in a maid's uniform smile. Young lady in a maid uniform smile refused to waver.
このハウスにお世話になるだけでは心苦しかったので、メイドさんをすることにしました。そしてご主人様とお嬢様専門のメイドということになったのです。
どう考えても他のメイドに厄介払いされただけですね。
I gotta say, guys, this is a plot twist, though, having a foreigner be the maid. I'm used to seeing, like, the Japanese girls being the maid, right? Like, this is a little different here. Not the same thing, just putting that aside. A homestay here.
ずっと日本に来たかったのです。
なるほど。
Dang, she's got stars in her eyes. She's excited.
でしたか。しかし予定ではもっと先の日程だと伺いましたが。
Is she gonna say, like, oh, I thought it was next week, you know, the time difference and all? Like, in America, yeah.
頑張って早く来ちゃい
Or
ま
the
した。
UK, I guess it would be. So you came early, okay.
そうですか。
Michiru just thought if I still couldn't grasp the situation. I know, my head hurts so bad right now. I'm trying to read this. My thoughts are just all over the place.
ええ、なんでもお互いのおじい様が知り合いだったらしく、その縁もあって DD さんを父が預かることになったそうです。
Can I call her Dorothy, or is she gonna go by Dede?
日本は最高です。
Great, I mostly understood by now. There's still one fundamental mystery surrounding this girl, though. If Dede was going to be doing a homestay here, how come I never heard a word about it?
What? ずっと前からお伝えしていましたよ。
Well, yeah, I guess. Even if our grandfathers knew each other, she wouldn't have just barged into our house without being invited. My parents were so busy I never really had any time to talk to them, but still, you'd think I would have heard something about it. You know, maybe a note would have been nice, like anything. Like, we have phones nowadays. You couldn't, like, text this, call. Kind of a big deal, but found myself glancing at Michiru, who had turned away from me. Michiru, were you hiding this homestay thing from me all this time by any chance? I don't know, is she jealous? I'm surprised she would let another girl come into the house like this. Look at me in the eyes.
見たくても見れません。
That's a little insensitive, don't you think, here? You know what I mean, it's just a figure of speech. Just turn this way.
キスしてくださいますか。
ワクワクしてます。
This has gotten so ridiculous so fast. And I thought freaking Misaki was a little bit over the top. This has gone beyond, okay, guys? Pointing my finger menacingly at Dede. How do you point your finger menacingly? Just intensely point finger in Japanese. What's the point? Just sighed and turned back to Michiru. In any case, I think I have a good idea why you wouldn't
で
tell
したら
me.
質問せずともよろしいではないですか。
Quit complaining. I probably spoil my little sister, but I can never scold her very harshly when she acts like this. All things considered, another girl would be living with us now, and Michiru would naturally be jealous of any girl around my age who would be living under the same roof as me. Michiru, as always, is being too clingy with me. Ah, what the hell.
何か私のことでトラブルでしたか？
Meiwaku. Is that trouble? I'm sometimes like I don't hear her voice line very well, and I'm like, you kind of have to in order to glimpse at what she's trying to say. I wonder if in the Japanese version it just has a random like English word in there. It'll just be a bunch of like hiragana, katakana, kanji, and then you'll just see English. And you're like, what the frick? That's fine anyways. I'll come to the dining room in a moment. I just need to get dressed
ミッ
first.
ションコンプリートですね。私もメイドさんご飯を食べてきます。
Kikaku Dori. Kikaku means plan, guys. Just remember that. The girl left my room just as suddenly as she had entered it. Michiru, could you wait outside? Seemed like a good idea to walk to the dining room together. I figured she was going to leave, but she still looked hesitant. She spoke up before I
姉
could.
様、DD さんは可愛いのですか？
She's cute like a cat, like a stray you see on the side of the road. Not something you'd want to bring home though. Beecher would probably have an ulterior motive for asking that question, but even so, it's not like she would be able to discern that on her own. I'd be lying if I said she weren't cute. Answered her
ごめ
directly.
んなさい。ありがとうございます。
We should have just said her personality doesn't make her cute. Hey, want to explain why you strung those together?
謝罪は DD さんのことを兄様に黙っていたこと。
You know what I just thought about? Dede. Is this supposed to be a reference to her bust size? Like double D?
感謝は
If that's a
私に嘘を
joke,
つかずにいてくださったこと
then
な
that's
の
really
です。
good. I like it. My thank you pertains to you not lying to me about how you feel. I see. I patted my little sister on the head. Well, just try to get along with her. Michiru smiled like a beautiful flower when I made that
絶
request.
対にお断りします。
Shocking. Well, that was a start to the video. Yeah, that was quite different. Ultimately, it came time for us to leave for school.
見てください。ほら、ジャパニーズ制服はとっても可愛いのです。
Remember how I said I didn't have any characters I dislike in this game? Might change that. Dede was cheerfully twirling like a merry-go-round in front of the gate. Alright, you guys. I know some of you out there are Dede fans. I need you to convince me. Why is Dede a good character? Why is Dede your waifu? Let me know. Comment. I want to hear it. Like I'm dead serious. I want to hear from you guys. Why you think she's a great character. Because I know someone out there thinks that. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not saying I won't change my mind. I'm just saying I'm not convinced so far. Craning my neck to look up at her, I noticed how much of the hem of her skirt was flaring up. I guess if you're staying with us, you must be going to our school, too. Oh, nothing. It's just the uniform really suits you.
ありがとうございます。
Dede flashed an award-winning smile, and I had to remind myself not to worry about Michiru, who tightened her grip on my arm. Is an ordinary school uniform really that exciting?
とてもキュー&クールでございます。
Once again, still have no idea what she just said. No idea. Like, I listened to the voice line. I have no idea what she just said.
それにイギリスではロンドンや大きな町以外のスクールでは制服がないこともあります。
Unless you're going to Gakko in London or some other big city. It's Gakko. I see. So you're from the UK, Dede. Since I've been completely in the dark until now, I barely knew anything about her. Well, it gave us something to talk about on the way to school anyways. So I was right, she is from the UK. The three of us continued walking to the monorail station. I really hope her English gets... or, not her English. I really hope her Japanese improves while she's here, so that way I can understand more what she's saying, and I don't have to, like... I'm not a huge fan of the way they translated it, honestly. It's very confusing. Because, like, unless you hear the word... I just don't know what some of these Japanese words mean. And maybe that's just on me. Maybe I should learn more. But it's also hard because it's in Romanji, and it's like, you gotta, like... I guess, like, it helps if you say it out loud, but... During that time, I made an effort to sort out all the info I heard from Dede. Dorothy Davenport, citizen of the United Kingdom, same age as me. No other siblings in her family. I still only knew the bare minimum of details about her. Putting that aside, I decided to exchange phone numbers with her just in case she got lost or ran into an emergency.
そもそも DD さんはなぜ日本に興味を持たれたのですか？
Michiru, who had been quiet up until now, asked her a question.
そもそも
She means, like, what's the first thing that got you interested in Japan was?
あー、そもそもは
Is she gonna be a weeb? Is she gonna say anime?
私のグランパは日本人でした。だから私の家では日本のことがよく話になりました。
Your grandpa was Japanese, yet you have, like, striking blonde hair. I don't think I've ever seen, like, a blonde Japanese person before. So you must have got that from your grandma or something.
なるほど。クォーターなんですね。
Well, hey, at least she's not a weeb.
Yes!
Weebs are the worst, guys. I freaking hate weebs.
おじいさま同士は日本にいた頃からのお知り合いだったんですか？何かお仕事の関係でしょうか？
お仕事ではないことです。ミスター沢渡が旅行中、偶然私たちのアップルファームで私のグランパと会い、パブで仲良くなったそうです。
That's a sentence. Yeah. What is... That is Apple North 40. What is that? What are you saying right now? I'm guessing Oji-san is grandpa, right?
リンゴ？ファーム？
A farm, basically. So your family farms for a living. North 40. I've never heard anyone call a farm North 40.
何もあ
Maybe
りま
that's
せ
just
ん
on
が、
me. Maybe I'm
自
learning
然
something
が
new.
たくさんの素敵な場所です。
Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is a good learning experience. They're trying to get people to learn more Japanese and learn more different words. Like North 40. I've never heard that before. You know, I'll take this as a learning opportunity, guys, even though it absolutely hurts my head the way they're doing it. Seeing her bright smile, I imagined her home must be a real paradise. It's pretty surprising to hear my grandfather knew anyone outside of work, let alone came to meet someone by such a strange twist of fate. Then Dede suddenly started shaking with excitement.
何よりも、そもそもは
Is she excited to go on the monorail?
私は日本のご飯に猛烈に感動しました。
Okay, to be fair, that would probably be pretty exciting. Some real authentic Japanese food. Raised her voice without warning as she made that
イギ
proclamation.
リスのご飯は本当にマジールです。和食と中華は最高です。
Oh, that's so great, because I've heard the food in the United Kingdom is, like, bad. I'm not saying all of it's bad, but I've heard, like, most of, like, the really, like, popular cultural dishes, like, are just not great. If you guys have ever seen what an English breakfast looks like, not a fan. Like, who eats beans in their breakfast? Not a fan. But Japanese and Chinese food, top tier, guys. Like, I would add Filipino food in there too. Filipino food is pretty fire. I mean, my wife's Filipino, so I should know. I like the way she makes it, for sure. Just Asian food in general. It's just all good. Because, I mean, I like well, some Korean food too. Just depends on what it is. Not only me, true, but plenty of other people around us now have their eyes on us. In other words, you came here for the food.
なんだではなく、食べるということは、ライフをレフトライトする重要なことです。
I'm not even gonna bother trying to figure out what she just said. Even affects her decisions in life. I heard left and right. Like, that's what I heard. Come to think of it, this morning she said she couldn't eat until we woke up.
色気より食い気。兄様、私ちょっと彼女と仲良くなれそうな気がしてきました。
I will say this face she's making right now is probably the most attractive face she's had. Like her kind of pouty. I like that. Funny that. I was just thinking we didn't have to keep our guard up with her as a guest too. This girl seemed like she was perfect till just now. She failed to notice our judgment of her as siblings, and instead seemed very pleased with the proclamation she had just made.
叫んだらお腹が空いてきましたね。
That's how I know she's from the UK. A bit peckish. I've never heard anybody here in America say that. That's gotta be a UK thing. Did you already eat
はい、
breakfast?
たくさんいただきました。
Stuffed my gob. Nope. Yep, definitely from the UK. I doubt people from the UK say that all the time, but I feel like if you were gonna stereotype a UK person, like that's probably what you would do. Must have quite a strange metabolism. Well, whatever. You're pretty good at Japanese, though.
日本語たくさん勉強しました。響きがとってもキュートな言葉だと思います。
Cute, you
ラ
said.
リルレロなどはベリーベリーですよ。
A-E-U-A-O. You gotta, like, learn the freaking... I'm trying, guys. I'm not very good, but I'm trying to learn it. I've been bad. I got sick and I didn't do anything, and I haven't picked it up again since I started feeling better. But like I am like slowly practicing a little bit of it. I need to keep going on that, and maybe just maybe I would understand what's going on here right now.
日本語の発音もきちんとしていますね。
母が日本語を話せましたが、さらにネットのゲームとアニメで勉強しました。
She is a weeb. Can you imagine, guys? Like, what kind of loser would play online games and anime? Like she's literally the worst. Nobody here, nobody who watches my videos would ever do that, right? Like, no.
紅茶が飲みたいんで。
Just in case anyone's wondering, I'm kidding. That's literally what I do. I play online games and anime and visual novels. Been watching ReZero with my wife. That's been good. I got her into that. She was like totally not into it at first. Like I had to go through like half the series before she's like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty good. I'm actually curious what's going on. She just really liked Puck. If you've ever seen that show, she really likes Puck. Dede flourished her left hand in a kind of salute. I've been so sidetracked, I don't even know what's going on anymore. Not that I knew what was going on even when I was paying attention, but... So it kind of balances itself out here. Wait a minute, you were doing just fine until you put that corny accent. Are you having a chuckle with me?
まさか私日本語よくわかりません。
Okay, so... Nihongo, or Nihongo, that's Japan, right? Or, no, that's Japanese. So Nihongo, I believe, is Japanese, because Nihon, right, is Japan. And Nihongo. Okay. Muzukashi, I don't even know what that means. You guys are, like, having a Japanese lesson with me right now. We're trying to figure it out together. I hope you guys are going along with me. We're learning together, guys. Some of you probably already know Japanese, but don't give me that. You're just imitating a character. Reach out and grab Dede's cheeks without even thinking about it. Better than some other places he could have grabbed. How did you get this from what she just said? All I heard was, ah! Whoever translated this is either the worst translator ever or a god. It's like, holy crap. How did you understand what she was saying? You're just one of those otaku foreigners who can't do or say anything about making everyone within an earshot cringe, aren't you? I feel like that would be me if I went to Japan. And that's kind of why I'm learning, because my wife really wants to visit Japan. And I refuse to go to Japan without knowing at least, like, basic conversation. Like a basic conversational Japanese. Like, I want to be able to, like, at least, like, order something with limited Japanese. And I want to be able to at least read a little bit of stuff around me. So I'm not, like, totally lost. Still don't know what you're saying. You're speaking a foreign language, and it's not Japanese. Who in this country doesn't know about that game by now?
兄様がいつもの調子を取り戻されていますね。
Hanhore? I don't even know what game that is. I feel like this is the episode that just makes me absolutely hate this game and go crazy. Of course, I'm gonna be self-cautious around a foreigner. I'm beating my head against the language barrier here. She seemed about to cry, so let go.
まさか日本にホームステイするにあたって半年も必死に練習した口調がこんなにも簡単に見破られるとは。
You practice that? I just thought you were doing it. I don't think you needed to practice that. Some idea of practice you have. Surely you have better ways of wasting your time. Probably should have used your time actually learning Japanese, because...
しかし私が日本を愛している気持ちには変わりありません。
Okay, that sentence was good. If maybe you're just into this country as a hobby, maybe instead of a homestay, you could have just taken a vacation here.
ですです。
He agrees.
わざわざ兄様と漫才をしに来日したわけでもないでしょうしね。
This was a comic duo?
あ、
You wanna mind telling me what that ah was for?
いえ、なんでもございません。
Dede shook her head, but I somehow had a really bad feeling about this. Might just have to pinch your cheeks again, I don't know.
そういうこっちゃねえです
He's on third and I don't care. Are you talking about the third time he's pinched you, or he's on third base? I have no idea. You're not saying much to help me understand things here.
ご主人様は私のことをランドファーザーから何も聞いてませんか
You seem to be begging for some kind of recognition, but I couldn't imagine why. What are you talking about?
どうしましょうかね
I've wanted to say that this entire time, Ray. What are you talking about? Dede seemed to ponder things over for a moment and...
漫才はともかくご主人様に会ってみたかったなというのはそもそもなのです
For a
日
start.
本のことを調べたり来てみたかった理由です
I mean, to be fair, I've heard like the best way to learn a language is just to immerse. I don't know what I was about to say. Immerse yourself in the culture. So I suppose living here would probably be the best way to do that, right? Like this is probably going to be your easiest way of learning what things are and learning about the people and the culture and the food. So I understand that part. I mean, I guess I really can't stick her too much for wanting to come here instead of visiting. Maybe it would have been better to visit first rather than just coming here and then putting on this really weird accent. But, you know, she'll learn. Hopefully over the course of the novel, she'll get better. I still don't get it. What are you talking about?
本当に嫌な予感がしますね
Dede looked at me, then looked at Michiru, and then finally her expression became very serious.
それが酔った時の冗談だったことは分かっていますでも私とご主人様のグランパは私とご主人様を結婚させようとその話をよくしていたそうで
I hate to tell you, Japan is not a country that probably accepts arranged marriages. Oh, now she's paying attention. I haven't heard Michiru give such a shocked outburst like that in a long time. I was frozen in place, dumbfounded as Dede smiled earnestly. You mean you're my fiance? Hearing that Dede opted to helpfully or not clarify things for both of us. No.
ちょっとお待ちなさいおてんこ娘
You tart? Michiru's reaction was instantaneous.
天候
そんなことはどうでもいいのですそれより旅費は出すからイギリスへ帰りなさいヤンキーゴーホームです
Last time I checked, Yankees are Americans.
私頭はよろしくありません
Oh my gosh. Well, after listening to her talk, I don't have the mental capacity either, so I'm with you there. That's a hell of a thing to say with that kind of confidence, you
兄
know.
弟で仲がよろしいことですね
何をのんきにされているのですか飛行機のシートに座るつもりがないなら箱詰めにして荷物扱いにしてもよろしいのですよ
That sounds very threatening.
さっきトークしましたが私だって言い名付けのプロミスがグランパたちの冗談だということは分かってますよ
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
だけどやっぱり
But
年頃
look,
のガ
man.
ールとして言い名付けという存在はロマンがありますし一度はお会いしたかったんです
I feel like this character is an insult to everyone in the UK as well as everyone in Japan. This is a very stereotypical, maybe borderline racist kind of character. Does anybody else get that vibe?
露骨
just
な
me.
フラグを立てるのはおやめなさいただでさえ兄様は失恋直後で無駄によろめきやすい時期なんですから
I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want Dede to know any more about it, but how the hell did Michiru find out about all that?
ではご主人様は誰のものなんですか
兄様は私のものですよ
Okay, now shut up.
なるほどお嬢様の方が偉くてご主人様はお嬢様のものでしたかこれから気をつけましょう
What exactly is Bonce? What? You two secretly hate me? Even if only a few days have gone by since then, I'm starting to miss Miu's maturity and femininity a lot.
兄様私は少し DD さんと込み入ったお話があることになりましたので先に投稿してもらってもよろしいでしょうか
I'm gonna find her at the post office, like trying to ship out this box in pieces. Can I trust you alone with Dede right now?
何が行われるか、万が一のことを考えれば、関わり合いになりたくはありませんでしょう。
That's scary. I feel like I'm in a horror game now. Alright, just hang in there, Dede. Put both my hands on Dede's shoulders. I think Michiru here wants to get along with you.
私も大和なでしこのお嬢様と仲良くなりたいです。
Okay, so I heard Ojoshi-sama. So that's like a princess, right? Yamato Narishiko. Good, I'll be buying a drink for when you get home.
私はお酒はドリンクできないことですよ。
I'm probably gonna need to buy flowers too the next time I see you, so take care.
ご主人様もお達者で。
I'm gonna need a drink after that, and I don't even drink alcohol. While Dede saw me off cheerfully, I walked directly to the station without looking back for a second. Fare ye well, Dede. I know we'll meet again some sunny day. That was a conversation, guys. That was out there. I took the monorail to school where Makoto was waiting for me to grab me by the necktie again.
ちょっと、どういうことなのかな?
Hey, is that any way to greet a friend? You're supposed to go on a date with me. I could ask the same of you. Dede was the one who set off the death flag, so why do I have the feeling my life is seriously at stake right now? There's gonna be 2 people dead today. Also, good morning.
挨拶なんかより、あの話のことだよ。
I love how easy it is to fluster Makoto. You just have to, like, be nice to her. And she's not used to that. Although Makoto was staring me down menacingly, she was blushing all the same. I kind of don't know, actually.
あれだよ、あれ。
Yeah? Which thing are you talking about? Trying to pull that thing con on me here?
それ、どんな詐欺?
I don't know, you tell me. Aw, mommy, that thing. I forgot about that thing. I told you about that thing. See that thing or something. Did he just call her mommy?
そこからどうやってお金を振り込ませるのか、すっごく腕の見せ所な詐欺だね。
I evidently managed to impress Makoto with my acting as she heaved a sigh and let go of my necktie. This whole episode, I'm so lost. This wouldn't have anything to do with me saying let's go on a date to you recently, would it?
それ
Oh, why didn't we just say so? Why did we have that whole weird conversation? Makoto pretended like it was a ridiculous joke when I asked her, but evidently she had been thinking about it. I really did mean it as a joke, though.
デートなんて恋人がするもんでしょ?
No, it's the complete opposite from my experience. Just realized that not too long ago. I straightened the collar of my uniform as I spoke. If I had learned one thing from my time with Miyu, it was that proactive people have a lot more potential to succeed than I thought, as opposed to those who just let life pass them by. Ordinary people are fundamentally bad at deciding things for themselves. I was one of those people. If I was presented with a situation where I needed to make a choice, I would procrastinate until I didn't have any choices to make left. Yeah, I can be a procrastinator too. If I was told what to do, I'd put it off until I barely had any time left to do it. And if it all blew up in my face, I could just tell myself that at the time I didn't have any other choice. It was that way of thinking that had hindered my ability to grow and mature as a person. A person who is proactive, on the other hand, is able to prioritize and pursue the best course of action from the beginning. Of course, those people are not immune to failure, but they act without any time to worry about failing, and when they get knocked down, they just get back up again. Indeed, a person like that who fails something on their first try would just use the experience to better themselves, so they're more likely to succeed on their second try. You could call it courage, you could call it foresight, the glass could be half full or half empty. But come what may, if I want to go on a date with a girl, it'd be a lot quicker to ask a girl directly instead of waiting around for someone to ask me. That is correct. I mean, people want someone that's willing to go out of their way to do something for you. I mean, no girl's going to want to go on a date with you if you're just sitting there waiting for her to ask you. Like, they want you to come to them and take some initiative, you know, show some interest. It took about 2 seconds for all of those thoughts to flash through my mind. Wow, that was a lot of thoughts for 2 seconds. Makoto tilted her head, seemingly confused.
デートは恋人になる前にするものだってこと?
Yeah. Actually, you can. You can ask someone out on a date without dating them. done it many times before. I've just gone on a few like kind of solo dates. There was no relationship behind it. Done that before. You're on a date with someone you fancy and you're thinking like, man, I'm having so much fun being with them, really makes me happy. Well, I think that's when you should seriously consider being in a relationship with that person.
なるほど。
He's speaking facts, guys. Listen to him. Makoto looked strangely impressed, but then she put her hand to her forehead and a troubled look came onto her face.
友達にも言われるけど、私の考え方ってやっぱり古風すぎなのかな。
I feel like that's like a newer thing to be in a relationship first before you like actually start dating each other. So I don't know. I feel like if you're old-fashioned, that should be your line of thinking when it comes to dating. But I could be totally wrong. I mean, what do you think a date should be like?
デートっていうか、恋愛ってもっとこう重たいものみたいな。この人って決めたら命をかけて最後まで添い遂げる覚悟というか。
What? I would not choose to lay down my life for someone if I just met them, you know? Hey, Sanjuro, is it that big of a deal to you? Can you walk with that kind of weight on you?
ほら、うちの場合、私が堅気で恋愛をって言っても、後取り問題とか社会的な立場のこととかが出てきちゃうし。
I'm hardly one to talk, but sounds like it sucks to be you too. Even in a large corporation like my family's, it would be considered bad form to talk about arranged marriages before I even came of age. Goto's family situation might be even tougher than mine. Well, since I'm in on your secret anyways, I wouldn't mind hearing you out. Is there anything that really bothers you about it?
愚痴はないんだけど。
I just want to get to know you more. We don't have to call it a date. You can just think of it as hanging out with a male friend of yours.
じゃあ、レイ君、一度そういう意味で私とデートしてくれる？
So I'm gonna be honest, guys. Here, let me tell you what I think. I think a date is where you're both going out together with the intention of it being a date. Okay, that's important. It has to be the intention of going out on a date. Generally, I would say whoever asks the other person out would pay. So if I go and ask a girl out, I should pay for the meal. But if she goes out of her way and asks me out on a date, I feel like then maybe she should pay for whatever we're doing. I think splitting it is fine too. If that's something you come to an agreement on, and that's okay with both parties, that's fine too. But generally, like you either split it or whoever asks the other person should pay. Let's see. So they definitely need the intention of going on a date. I think the purpose of the date is to get to know each other and have a good time. So if you don't know this person yet, you shouldn't probably be in a relationship with them. You should be going on a date with them to get to know them. So if you're both kind of interested in each other, you're like, oh, I'd like to get to know you more. I kind of like you from my first impression. I think you're fun to hang out with, maybe. Let's go on a date, have a little bit of fun, get to know each other a little bit more, maybe talk about our lives a little bit, what we like to do, our interests, stuff like that. I feel like that's what a date is. So, of course, I feel like them going on a date to get to know each other is what a date should be. You're cool with it. Wait a minute. How did I end up actually making plans for a date with Makoto? How did it come to
じゃあ
this?
今度の日曜日ね。細かいことは後でメールするからね。
Makoto?
私も気楽に行くから楽しみにしてるよ。
Yeah, this is good. Like, I think they're going on a date, and this is a good thing. It's not like it's crazy, because the thing about this is if you go on that date and you find that you really don't like that person as much as you thought you did, or maybe there's a red flag or something, you're not in a relationship. You can just say, hey, I'm not going to invite you on another date. I mean, you don't even have to say that. Just don't invite them on another date. Just like, hi, say, hey, had a good time. I'll see you around. You know, something like that. Makoto made haste and left, evidently ignoring what I was trying to say. Now what do I do? There's no way I can get out of it now by saying it was all a joke. A date with Makoto. My heart was pounding like crazy. Good grief. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it here. I know this is a little bit early. I'm trying to make videos a little bit shorter sometimes because then I'm able to record more. So, like, I can record back to back, and that makes it a little bit easier so I can get more videos out so I'm not, like, constantly struggling. But I also kind of want to save the date for next video. That way we have time to cover it. I think the whole ordeal with Dede, getting to know her, that was quite the experience, and that kind of wore me out. So hopefully that will be okay for you guys, and we'll get to have a little bit more action next episode, with maybe a date, and hopefully Dede will not be there because Dede was mentally exhausting to listen to. It got better as we went, but whew, okay. So we'll call it there. We got to meet Dede. That's nice. We got to meet the final girl. So I think we've met everybody now, and hopefully we'll get to know her more. She's a very exhausting character to listen to, but I feel like there's probably some good personality traits of hers that I maybe yet to meet. And I want to hear you guys' opinion on it. So please let me know, what do you think of Dede? What do you like about her, dislike about her? What's your thoughts? I would love to hear it. Because I'm sure somebody out there is a big Dede fan, and I would like to know why you are. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you in the next episode. Have a good one.